When we love God and when we commit our life to God, we enter onto the devotional path. We enter into a devotional relationship to God. And for me, this devotional path is a giving up or surrendering of ourself to God. And it's going inwardly through the layer of ourself, like we're undressing and giving each layer up to God. And so the beginning stages of the devotional path, we start with what we feel is to be our outward self, our body. And we make this inward commitment and surrender our body up to God. And this looks like saying, Lord, let this body be a temple with which I worship you. Let everything I eat, drink, be part of the worship I do at this temple. Let everything I say be in praise of you, and let everywhere I walk be on pilgrimage to you. And going inwardly from the body, we find the mind, our thoughts, and we commit our mind to God. We make our thoughts captive. And that looks like saying, Lord, this mind which you have given me is your consort. And let it be of service to you. And when we have given up or surrendered our body and our mind to the will of God, we're left with our essential, irreducible self. We're left with our being. And when we read the scriptures, we realize how absolute the language is. It's either in or out. There isn't any lukewarm or on the fence. And so we either give up our life for God's sake or we don't. There's no halfway surrender. And so in an act of true devotion, we give up our being, our essential, irreducible self, our true face, and we give that to God. That's true devotion. And when we do that, everything that we used to call ourself is no longer ours, but God's. We've given up our life for God's sake. Literally, our life, our being. And as a result, because everything that we used to call ourself is no longer ours, our self has nothing to cling to anymore. We become nothing, empty. And it's this emptiness at the end of the devotional path which means that God then moves in. As Meister Eckhart says, to the degree that we move out, God moves in. Right? It's an equal and fair exchange. And so if we are wholly empty, then we become a vessel through which God's grace can pour. And it's in this manner that Paul can say, it is not I, but Christ in me. And so at the end of this devotional path, in true devotion, the devotee and the devoted unite. The two become one. And it reminds me of a saying that our love for God is God's love for us.